Hi everyone. Hi, welcome everybody to tonight's special event, which is called Rise Above Crisis. So I'd like to see some of our friends, whether they have come in already. Oh, hi, welcome Mei-Ling, welcome Jovin, welcome Cherry, hi. Well, a lot of friends are from different parts of the world. I guess that more and more people will be joining us tonight. So tonight we will be spending something like less than 1 hour's time, so that I have three special guests. So there is an airline pilot, there is also a legal graduate, and at the same time also a senior finance specialist. So many of us will be thinking that, hey, you know what? Let us find out why there are more and more professionals actually joining on board on this iTeam Premiership. Okay, so at the same time, we also want to take this opportunity to wish everybody stay safe. I know that many of you are from different parts of the world. I'm not sure about yourself. Myself in Malaysia right now, we are still in a terrible state. If I'm not mistaken, today our country has just reported another 20,000 COVID cases. Again, 20,000 new COVID cases. I don't know. Some friends are in Philippines. Some friends, there was in Sydney, Australia, and then New Zealand. I think you are still in lockdown now. Okay, and of course, some friends are from Canada and also from US and things like this. So it is very important that we go and cover this topic: rise above crisis. Everybody know when I'm talking about crisis. Can we show us the PowerPoint? Okay, I'm talking about crisis. I'm specifically talking about what? Talking about the pandemic, all right? So take a look at what we want to show you. Since last year, I'm sure everybody remember, the pandemic hit us like, beginning of last year, and to some countries it's a little bit earlier, some countries a little bit later. But what I want to share with you is that when that day, look, this is the event. This was the first event, English event that we did last year in April, and then the title is called "When the World Freezes, We Expand." When the world freezes, we expand. So today, we want to share with you how iTeam and iTeampreneurs all around the world actually rise above the crisis. And we have great results to show you. First of all, we have almost 200% sales growth, ladies and gentlemen, okay, in that sense. And not just that, we also have expanded into 2 more countries. And as you all know, we have expanded into New Zealand, which has just started in the beginning of this year, and at the same time we are also going very soon in the Philippines. Not to miss out, we have a growth of 400% increase in 5-figure incomers. What does that mean? It means there are more and more people making bigger US dollars income. So it is very, very important. That is also the reason why many people are asking me, asking us to share this topic called Rise Above Crisis. So now I want to ask many of our friends right here, please continue to share our page, okay, to share as many to your friends. I see that some of you are already starting to share to your friends, because it is a rare opportunity that we're going to speak to 3 very highly qualified professionals at the same time. And then I'm sure many of us have friends in different parts of the world totally hit by the crisis, and then they're still looking for great opportunities. So please continue to share our page so that more of your friends can actually benefit from this message that we are sharing with you. And I hope that more of your friends will be one of those guys who become our 5-figure incomers. And we grew tremendously despite this crisis. So at this moment of time, those of you who wants to learn the tips, the secrets to how to rise above crisis. Now, I want to take a look. I want you to leave your comment here. Leave your comment. Those of you who want to listen, want to find out how do you, yes, what I'm saying is you rise above crisis, please leave in your message. Leave your message here. Leave in your message. Give me a number 1. Give me a number 1. Please, go ahead. Give me a number 1. I'm going to see a lot of number 1 before we're going to share with you the tips. Can we show us the PowerPoint again? Thank you. All right. Give me a number 1. Share in the comment. Give me a number 1 in the comment. So we will share with you the tips of how to rise above crisis, how to rise above crisis. Now, let me first show you this important slide, okay? Take a look at this slide. Everybody knows that the pandemic hits everybody, okay? It hits everybody. Can we show this slide a little bit bigger so that our friends can see it, because most people are looking at it with our mobile phone. Now, everybody knows, take a look at the macro environment here. What is the most badly hit industry? Obviously, the tourism industry, hotel industry, the traveling industry, leisure industry, of course, the airline industry, also automobile, construction, manufacturing, different lines are affected differently. Even education. Have you ever seen that education is hit by financial crisis? No, never before. But only in such a pandemic crisis, even education is badly hit. Even oil and gas is badly hit. But again, not all industries are in crisis. In fact, some industries benefited through the crisis. So if we truly go and research and find out, you will actually find that, hey, you know what? Agriculture is continuing to grow. Of course, e-commerce grow tremendously. E-commerce grow tremendously. And of course, what? Technology, personal health care, you know what I'm saying? Food processing, and of course, e-commerce, and of course, medical supplies and services grew tremendously. So, for any of us who is thinking about how do I rise above crisis, first of all, you got to understand what is the macro environment first. If you are in an industry that is still long way to revive, still long way to come back from the crisis, obviously you have to make some shift of your mindset, some shift of your strategies. So, but you know, how do I rise above the crisis? I should be going towards the flow. If e-commerce is growing, personal healthcare is growing, you know, and then all this technology industry is growing, you might want to take a serious look. You get what I'm saying? So apart from just the macro environment, of course, the micro environment, which is yourself, is also equally important. Isn't that true? Okay, also equally important. So let me share with you what you should be doing, the tips to rise above crisis. Take a look at this, our number one point. Okay, number one, first of all, you got to explore. In order to survive, please, ladies and gentlemen, open your eyes and mind, look for things that every consumer needs. So if you are in an industry that is badly hit by the crisis, what I want to share with you, number one, is you got to put and focus, explore. At least open your eyes and open your mind. Take a look at what is happening during the pandemic. Look, the pandemic doesn't happen last month. We are in the pandemic for almost over a year, almost 1.5 years coming already. So you got to understand, you know, certain industries are growing tremendously. So you got to ask yourself, what are the things that every consumer needs, especially at this moment of time? If you are able to open your heart, open your mind to explore into that venture, maybe that is where you can turn crisis into opportunity. Number two, I'd like to share with you number 2 point that is equally important. What is it? The number 2 point is innovate. Now, everybody knows that shifting to e-commerce online is the best and most brilliant thing to do during the last 1.5 years of crisis. How do you rise above crisis? You know, you got to innovate. And in fact, innovation was accelerated. Digital learning was accelerated. Digital working, working from home was accelerated. Digital shopping was accelerated. Those days, most people shopping online are female consumer, female buyers. Today, my kids are buying things online every day. My house is it's like a parcel sending to my house day in and day out. Today, uncles and aunties, that day I went and grandpa and asking, hey, how do you buy this? Where do you buy this? Of course, he looked at me and then in a very weird kind of expression, of course, buy online now. Grandfather, grandmother also buying online already. So you got to be innovative, okay? Now, the next thing I want to share with you, the third point is what? You got to learn new things. Learn something new. Upskill yourself. Some people, when the pandemic strike, they wait and wait and wait. What do they wait for? They wait for the government to save them. They wait for other people to save them, or they wait for the crisis to be over. No, what most people will, the people that rises above crisis, what do? They learn new things immediately. Look, ladies and gentlemen, everybody uses social media. Before the pandemic, many people uses social media for social purposes. But now, because of the pandemic, accelerated shopping, accelerated technology, digital. So what happens? Many people are using social media to become their money-making machine. So take a look, learn and upskill yourself. Now, I want to also share with you the fourth point that is also very, very important. What is the fourth point? The fourth point is asking you to expand, all right? Examine your existing business model and scout for new markets. Do not reframe, some businesses, what happened is this. Some businesses are badly hit by the pandemic because of the lockdown. Many beauty salons are closed, hair salons are closed, gyms are closed, sports facilities are closed. So the trainers, the teachers and all this stuff, they're all affected. But what is important is you got to think about how can I expand my business? I expand my business model, so I got to scout new market. That is why with iTeam, instead of during the pandemic, we even expanded to new countries. Now, I want to share with you the fifth point, the last point that is highly, highly important, that is asking you, ladies and gentlemen, how do you rise above crisis, assemble your own new team? That is truly very, very important. Why? Because you cannot do this alone with a right team. If you ask any successful businessman, you know what? Whoa, how come you become so successful? Any successful business person will tell you, because I have a great team. So that is the reason why we ask you do step number 5. That is to assemble your new team, because your network can increase. Your network can increases your net worth. So that is why we invite many, many people during this time of the pandemic, and then to explore, take the tips from these 5 little tips, and then you will see that you will be one of those people that rises above this crisis.